Hello dear fellows, I'm Rudi Messiah. I hope you liked my cover for Total Recall soundtrack. And I have already covered First Blood and Terminator. So this is my second Jerry Goldsmith cover. In my opinion, the best thing in this cover is the harmony between the melody and the chords that are in the back of it. So, and I took the liberty of adding few chords during, you will hear or you heard, because in the orchestration and in the huge, production, these small details between the different section of the orchestra gives the harmony and the nice simple touches. But with this instrument, the guitar, the solo and the rhythm, it's nice to add few chords because I don't have that, luxury of a lot of arrangements. And when we hear now the rhythm isolated track, you will hear that the chords, it wasn't easy to cover this one. Unlike the Terminator, unlike First Blood. First Blood also is, of course, more technically mature than the Terminator, which is simple in theory speaking. But this one was, the chords are, and the transposes are really interesting to me as a rock and heavy metal guitarist, because in pop rock music and in heavy metal in general, only progressive bands use these progressions in their own. That's why it's called progressive music, because it's more developed and more complicated and there's harmony. We're gonna listen to the isolated tracks now. I have used my Mesa Boogie, my FM9, my Big Sky, and my SY200 Boss, and I have used as a sustainer pedal the Digitech Freak Out. And you can hear now what I did in the solo track. I added a flanger from the FM9, very sweet. At the same time, behind the dry signal of the electric guitar, I put a guitar synth from the SY200, and the feedback is from the Freak Out. Listen to this. So this, there's the flanger, and there is the synth guitar behind it, guitar synth. Of course, the delay is from the FM9. And I think this is a very sweet guitar tone, and the feedback is amazing, endless note. And that's even better than, long strings, lines. In the orchestra, they get bored when they play. But as a guitarist, it's more like, it's more interesting, in my opinion. And now let's listen to the chords, at least for the first section. What you hear now is a pad from the SY200. That sounds exactly like as if there's a keyboard. And I kept it during the whole rhythm, recording chord recording. Isn't that amazing? I'm surprised. I've recorded this like 2 weeks ago and I forgot what I've done. And great chord structure. I love it. What we're gonna listen now, to the pad, and that pad is a mixture of the Big Sky and the SY200. And it sounds amazing. It's not a pad, it's a guitar. Behind it, there's a pad. It's amazing how one instrument with all of these effects can give this huge sound. And now, the lead of the finale, the same settings. I like doing this to the clean with the reverb, you know, picking. It looks more like Eddie Van Halen, but on the clean, it's sweet at the same time, because I'm from the Middle East, and I think this is the Middle Eastern influence, though I'm not really into Oriental and Middle Eastern music, but I listen to Middle Eastern music all of my life because family and friends and restaurants and parties. So more like bouzouki or qanun, or like oud, you know. In general, this is the picking pattern on these three instruments. In the oud, because there's no sustain in the oud, because they are double, they are 6 dual strings. So they touch each other and it gives no sustain, and the neck is like this long. Chin, 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 chin. It's all about the attack, not about the sustain, unlike the guitar. And I've used this picking on the clean with the guitar effects in many songs that I have written or rearranged in my life, and I love it. I hope you like this cover. Tell me what you think. Thank you for watching.